Hey YouTubers, it's Cars Thomas Fan 12 again. In today's video, I know it's been a little while, but for today's video, this video is actually going to be a little different. Here's the Steam team right here in the sheds, right? Do you notice anything different here? Yeah, Spencer. Spencer's here. See that? Right there in James's berth. And James is over here with the four members, and Duck right there. I'll talk about that later on. But for now, you might be wondering, why is Spencer in the Steam team? Why not James right there? And this is actually something that me and a friend of mine were actually doing. And if you want to know the full story on this, so you might want to go check out Source Race Adventures, starting with season 3, episode 2, called A Change in Life. So you probably want to look that up if you don't know the YouTuber name. So just look that up. Actually, this wasn't actually thought of a long time ago. Here, let me show you something. Here, just notice Nia and Rebecca right here. See that? So you might recall back when Big World Big Adventures was made. They actually thought that Rebecca was going to appear in Big World Big Adventures along with Dexter, the mobile classroom. You know what I'm getting? You know where I'm going? So when Edward and Henry right here, see that? Let me just actually show that off. And James, just a second. Originally, the Steam team was set up like this. See that? You know, Edward, Henry, moved there. Edward and Henry. This was before, all the way back in the first season, all the way to season 21. You got that? Yeah, sorry for me something. It's just something. But then, in A Shed for Edward, the sheds were damaged because of James here. But then Edward decided to leave and stay with Philip. See that? Let me repeat that. So Edward goes and stays with Philip at Wellsworth. And then, so that's how Edward left the Steam team. That's how Edward left the Steam team. But no, that actually wasn't. And actually, Edward, Mattel thought of that. So when Thomas came back from his trip around the world, Nia joined the Steam team. And you might remember, this is the Steam team you saw in Forever and Ever. And then it was announced in that episode that Henry was also leaving. So that's what happened. So that's how Henry moved out. And actually, Vickerstown Sheds was shown in the season 22 episode, Confusion Without the Leg, if you've seen it. But it wasn't shown very well. It was only shown more like this. Let me get my Rosie. Let me get Rosie. Say this is Vickerstown Sheds, right? Here's Rosie, my push along with Rosie. And all it showed was just this one shot right here with Henry backing into Vickerstown Sheds. That was all you saw. But what me and my friend did was that we actually expanded that look. Right here. See this? So Henry and Rosie like this. And I think somewhere starting in episode 9 or so. No, episode 2. It was actually shown more head on, but Henry was more over here. But I think that's enough. But you'll have to watch episode 9 to figure out the whole view of how there were more sheds. Also, one more thing of Vickerstown. You might recall that, remember, there were like 2 berths in the sheds, and only the walls were seen right here. Notice that, this right here is a wall, and there's a wall right here. So that was all that was seen. Like, there was no full picture of the sheds, like in A Shed for Ed. Not like seen in like Wellsworth Sheds, where they had a pretty good view. So that's how Henry was moved out of the Steam team. Okay, I'll save that for later. Thank you, Rosie. You're a nice one. So then Rebecca, in that episode as well, throughout the leg, joined the Steam team. And this is the current new Steam team, right? But ever since me, Edward, and Henry moved out, this is actually my opinion. So I'm not offending anyone, but this is actually my opinion, along with, and I don't know if my friend agrees with this, but here it is. I actually notice how James right here is beside Nia, and in the episode Thomas's Animal Ark, in some episode of season 22, Nia and James actually switched. I know, just wanted to point that out. And actually, since Thomas is the leader, this is actually another thing. I thought Thomas should be in the middle. See this? So now Thomas could be in the complete middle. But no. This is how the layout is. So let me know if you think what shape. So let me know in the comments what you think of one of those three I just showed you. Of one of the two changes in this area right here that I just showed you. Tell me in the comments what you think. But that's all a little off topic. So for right now, this is actually, so back to my opinion. Notice here that I actually thought when Nia and Rebecca here joined the Steam team, and when Edward and Henry moved out, I thought James didn't belong anymore. Didn't belong. So I don't know if many fans agree with me or not, but James here, I thought he actually didn't belong anymore. And that's why I sort of dislike the new Steam team. And I'm sure many fans dislike it for Nia and Rebecca being moved out of the Steam team. And along with another thing, just a second. I thought, and many fans I've heard disliked it because Edward, Henry, and Toby were kicked out of the Steam team. And why would Toby even be kicked out of the Steam team? I thought he was always kicked out of the Steam team since he didn't sleep with Tim Machets. Every member here, as you see here, is part of the Steam team. But I thought, well, I'm not sure if I'm lying or not, but I thought Toby was never a member of the Steam team at all. But that's actually my thing. Back to the main topic. And many fans didn't like it because Edward, Henry, and Toby were out of the Steam team. And since Toby sleeps at RCLN, Edward now lives at Wellsworth, and Henry at Vickerstown, as we all know and love. As we all know. Not saying love, but no. So Edward and Henry are out of the Steam team, and this is the new Steam team. And this is actually what I was thinking. Now, of course, in Toy Story YT episode, Edward and Henry were always a member of the Steam team. Always part of the Steam team, and Nia and Rebecca were out. And I'm sure some fans enjoyed that. But when James, if you've seen in the episode A Change in Life of season 3, episode 2 of the Soda's Race Adventures, that James got his branch line, and Ivor the new engine, as you saw in Ivor the new engine. If you haven't, I won't give any spoilers around those two episodes. Well, maybe I sort of am, but I'm trying not to, but I don't know what that means or not. So, James got his own branch line, and I'm really sorry about this Peel Godric branch, and Toyer even said this as well, but I'm really sorry about this, but it was my idea that Toyer would copy your video, A Home for Henry, how Henry moved to Vickerstown. I'm really sorry I had to do that. And Toyer shouldn't really not get the blame at all. It was me, so it was all my idea. So I'm really sorry. So I'm trying to give credit to you, but thank you for using it. Now another video I saw, so when in that episode, Edward and Henry move out again, and James comes along to go live at Croven Street Sheds with Ivor. So Nia and Rebecca came back. I don't know when they were kicked out of the Steam team, but I'm sure some fans enjoyed that. And as you saw at the very beginning, Spencer joined the Steam team, which I think should really actually happen in the series. So this is my Steam team right here. This is how it really should have been. And if you're wondering why Duck was back there, which I'll just show in a minute. I'll bring him up now. So, Duck. As you know, at the very beginning of the series, starting in season 2 when he was introduced, Duck was a member of the Steam Team. And actually, what I saw in the video, in a video about of someone complaining about Edward Henry and Toby being on the Steam Team, he thought Emily should have been on the Steam Team and Duck in his place, and Duck in her place. But I don't know why, and I don't know, because of Hit, who owned the show at the time, starting in season 8, and I actually heard in Calling All Engines on the wiki that Duck was originally supposed to be there, but because Hit decided that a female engine needed to be the Steam Team, Duck was scrapped. Duck part was scrapped and replaced with Emily. So that's how it really should have. Now I'm saying here, this is how the Steam Team really should have been. But what I did, this is before I thought of this, but this is before. So what I did was, I actually added some track here. Sorry about this or not. This might take a while to set up, but what you're saying, this might take a while to set up, but just showing you with a couple engines. That's it. So what I did was, so spend Everett and Henry were in their normal places right here. See this? Everett and Henry. Say that. You get where I'm going with this. So what I did was, Everett and Henry are right here. I think. I couldn't really tell. I just had no idea. So, yeah, so I'm trying to remember the setup, what I used in this setup. So I'm sorry if this takes too long. I might not show it, but you get where I'm going. The rest of the Steam Team was shown the same way. James right here. Nia, Gordon, Rebecca. Gordon, Rebecca. And I tried to find, I couldn't find an area for Spencer since I actually built this little track right here, Spencer, so he could also be in the Steam Team. But no, I actually didn't like that very much. So I actually moved all that aside and actually replaced it and actually just made the Steam Team of how it should have been in the show. Sorry about this or not, but here we go. So I'm sorry if that takes too long. So I'm sorry for showing all that. So, oh sorry, I'm gonna change that. Let's put it in this place. This is how the Steam Team should be, in my opinion. Since, as I said before, I thought James never didn't belong when Edward and Henry moved out. So that's when Edward and Henry moved out. Since I always thought that maybe James shouldn't belong, since James did destroy the sheds. And as said in a video from James A. Williams that my friend was talking about, he thought that James should be kicked out of the sheds and not Henry. So I don't know who he wanted to replace James, so I'm just using Spencer for the moment. So if Henry was still in the Steam Team, I think this is how it would have been, except for maybe a different engine in James' place. So that's actually the video right there. So this is how the Steam Team should be. And Duck, I think another reason why Duck was not in the Steam Team, wasn't a part of the Steam Team at all properly, is because he has his own shed with Oliver and Donald and Douglas on his branch line. So I think maybe that's another reason. That's just my theory. Oh, well, actually, my friend's theory or something. I have no idea who that was. So that's just it. So I guess that's the Steam Team that I think should be in the show. Yeah. That's the Steam Team I think should have been in the show. That's the Steam Team So that's actually, here's the 4 members over here and the Steam Team over there. So that's actually gonna clear off this video, since I actually discussed how I think the Steam Team should have been like. But one more thing. In the video I talked about earlier, they thought that Rosie should have also been in the Steam Team. So then the order would be just saying it off to you: Thomas, Edward, Henry, Gordon, James, Percy, Toby, Nia, Rebecca, and Rosie. And actually, in the video I talked about with James being kicked out of the Steam team, he thought, why if they really had to put in the girl power into the main cast, why didn't they replace Edward with Rose? And he also said the marketing is in love with Rosie at the moment, so why didn't they add her? And why not also add Molly? But I can't. But I don't really have any merchandise of Molly, so I don't really have anything to be Molly. So it was barely acknowledged anyways. So she's pretty much a forgotten character, but she still could return the series one day. So that's just my theory right there. So that's the video I was going to make about how I think the Steam team should be, and also the forum members over there. So that's pretty much going to be for this video. Pretty soon, so I'm not going to give anything away about my next video, but I hear that, but it's coming up. So this is my return video in a while, so yeah, I'll see you, and you'll see my custom video.